or reframing of the energy equation. The relationship between national oil companies and international oil companies. The reserves are in oil-producing countries. Before 20 years ago, the war in energy was dominated by international oil companies. Now there is a new role and a new reality, and you have the importance of the national oil companies. Again, somebody was asking me, what is going to happen with the companies in Venezuela with the new policy? And I said, you know, oil is a business of not too many people. And we will keep seeing each other for a while. And we have been working together for a long time. What we need really now is to democratize a bit more the players and bring more players. I think one of the important things regarding the equilibrium is, on the one hand, we keep the technology and capabilities of the big companies, but in the merging process, there is a lot of small and medium-sized companies that they should have a role also in the oil sector in the countries. This is something that we also have to discuss. So, with all this new reality, I think this is basically how we see it. And we think that Venezuela and the US has a role, a clear role of cooperation. One possibility is, you have the market, I have the reserve. Forget about the rest of the world. Let's talk you and me, why we have to talk about the rest of the countries. Forget it. I mean, I give you the reserves, you give me the market. This is one possibility. We think that this is not the way to go. And this is not the way to go to the two main and most important player in energy in the hemisphere. 94% of the reserves are in Venezuela. And of course, the 70% of the market is in the US. So I think we, the one with the reserve and the one with a huge market, have to sit down and go beyond our selfish interests and look at the interests of the hemisphere with a sense of medium and long term, and trying to understand the new reality. This is what we are proposing to the US. And this is what we have been saying. I came here first as Vice Minister of Oil. I came here with a delegation a month after September 11. And at those days, we were here not only to guarantee the solidarity of Venezuela, and of course to condemn all those terrible acts, but also to say we are here. We do have different opinions about many things, but we are here. And we have kept doing that ever since. And when there was a refining problem in the US, we sent a position paper to the Senate, where from the very beginning we alerted and we said there will be a huge problem in refining. Venezuela thinks that the US and Venezuela and the other countries should sit down and try to review and discuss that. Actually, we held some conferences even with the US Energy Council, which, as you know, is a domestic organization of the US. Venezuela is the first international affiliate. I have had the honor to represent Venezuela in the board of directors of the Energy Council, and there was a meeting. Alejandro Granado was in that meeting, and other members of PDVSA, to discuss with them our view regarding the problems of refining in the Atlantic Basin from the very beginning. And what we have said in the past, we say it today. But all we want to say is, unless we have a clear vision of the problem, of the symptoms of the problem, then we can sit down and address that problem. And we think that this is a moral, and not only a moral, I think it's a political responsibility of our government and our nations to look at the problem not only from the unique perspective of the big producer and the big reserves and the big market, but we have to go beyond that. There is plenty of room for all of us. Again, half of the trade we had with the state of Texas is related to oil, in service, in many other aspects. We have been here, we will be here, and probably the best place to discuss those issues and at the same time to present them as an opportunity for all of us is probably the state of Texas. And this is why we think that we have to take advantage of this basis we have with Texas to promote this big discussion about the future, and probably that will help, we hope, let's hope that at least in those strategic issues and sectors regarding our countries could help us to move ahead. So, sorry if it was a bit late, but I want to take this opportunity to convey this message to you. Again, thank you for being with us. Thank you for hosting this, and we hope to see you in the future a lot. Thank you.
Mr. Ambassador, I'm back over here.
Sorry.
Okay. Since it is a little bit late, let me ask one question.
Yes.
And then we'll conclude the event. What does President Chavez hope to hear from the new U.S. ambassador who will soon be sent to Caracas?
We are ready to respect Venezuela. Period.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Sorry, I was too long, but...
Oh, no, not at all. Well, we have some concluding remarks, but I'll forego those and just say that we very much appreciate the ambassador being here. We appreciate, sir, your comments and your challenges to us, and we look forward to